We are interrupting regular programming to bring you breaking news from Lagos, Nigeria, where we are hearing that scores of people have gathered at the offices of the Central Bank of Nigeria in Lagos. Our Perpetua Peters is there for us. We'll take a listen to what's happening there. Now, Perpetua, tell us what's going on.
All right, thank you, Keminni. This is the Central Bank of Nigeria office right here in Lagos, in Custom Street. And we had a beehive of activities going on here with a lot of persons here because the CBN had given a directive saying that people had between 15th of February to 17th of February to deposit their old Naira notes with the Central Bank of Nigeria and not the commercial banks or the deposit money banks. And so because of that particular directive, and today being the 17th day of February, it was not a surprise that we had a lot of persons come in here today trying to deposit their monies right here at the Central Bank of Nigeria. But as you can see, we do not have that crowd again, and that is because the people at the Central Bank of Nigeria, the officials, gave another directive, which for me is a talking point really, because they had told the people to go to their various banks to deposit the old Naira notes. Now the question is, are the banks aware of this particular directive, or was this directive given only to the people just to make them leave this place? Now that's the question that we need to be answered. And by my left we have that's a banking with the First Bank of Nigeria, account holders right there at the Central Bank of Nigeria. And initially we had a queue because they are hoping to get their monies. They are hoping to also deposit their monies with the First Bank of Nigeria, and because of that, there you have them on a queue, though they have started sitting down. Of course, when fatigue sets in, you will expect that people would want to, do other things to relax. But then we are waiting, and we are hoping that the bank will probably attend to them, because right now the bank hasn't started attending to them, and they are sitting down, as you can see.
Well, unfortunately, Perpetua, we can't see those visuals yet, but talk to us about what the people in the First Bank queue are telling you about what they had today.
All right, Keminni, I didn't hear that very well. Could you take that again?
Absolutely. What are the people who are gathered there right now telling you about this latest directive from the CBN?
Okay, well, for them, they are saying that they will probably wait till Monday to see what will happen. But of course, I have a lot of them here who are also willing to talk. One of them is right here. He's willing to talk to us about what the CBN had told them today. Hello, please, you were here earlier, I suppose.
Yes.
And the CBN gave you a directive telling you to go back to your bank to deposit the old monies.
Yes.
I'd like you to talk about that.
I'm here since earlier of the morning, and I'm trying to generate my reference code. The portal is not open. The portal is not open anymore. I'm trying to generate it. Up to now, the portal is not open. We have been here since earlier of the morning. We have not eaten anything. We have been here, and we are suffering on all these things. Maybe president is doing it for another direction, but we poor men, we are suffering on this. We are the government, we are the one that elect them in. In fact, they have to give us some favor so that we will get a relief. Now that people that he is thinking that they defraud money, they are at their home, and they are from home being in AC, while we that are being on marketing and we are finding that small capital, we are here and suffering. In fact, please, they have to give us one direction, because now we are in three directions. CBN will say this, Supreme Court will say this, while Mr. President can still say this. In fact, we have to be in one direction. One direction is good. Mr. President have to be obedient on the law, because Supreme Court is the law, so you have to be obedient. In order we, the followers, we are going to be obedient unto him, so that each and everything will be in a normal direction. Thank you so much. I'm Hassan A. Muhammad.
All right, thank you so much. Well, I guess you heard that people are agitated and they are asking questions, really. They are wondering what exactly is the directive that should be followed. Well, the lawyers are having a field day discussing that particular matter. But of course, you already heard what his reaction is.
Indeed.
Because there is a portal that was opened by the Central Bank of Nigeria for people to fill before they can then proceed to the banks. Well, from the directive they got today, they were told to fill the form online and then proceed to the banks. And he's saying that he's been trying to fill that particular form and it has not been possible, and that is because of network glitch, probably on the part of the Central Bank of Nigeria's network.
Perpetua, before we wrap this up, just a couple more questions for you. It's under 3 minutes for these banks to close. What are people's feelings about that? Because once the banks close today, they will not be able to change their money, and we don't know how long this policy or this new directive by the CBN is to last for. So what will happen then?
Hello, Keminni, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hello, Perpetua. So I'm asking, if you know how long the CBN had this directive for, how long would it last? Well, I'm not sure Perpetua can hear me now, but this is a story that we will continue to follow, but perhaps I should give Perpetua another try. Perpetua, if you can hear me, talk to us about what people plan to do once the banks close in the next 2 minutes or so. Well, I think we lost Perpetua now. While we work the lines to, well, or maybe I should try Perpetua again. Perpetua, if you can hear me, I'm asking, what are people saying they're going to do now when the banks close in under 2 minutes?
All right, thank you so much. I can hear you now. Well, for a lot of them, they're probably just staying here, hoping they would hear something else. But of course, some of the persons have left. And for the people that have left, they feel that, well, this is a directive that has been given by officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria here today. And they're hopeful that in the coming days, maybe this same directive will become popular. That is, probably there will be an announcement on official circulation to that effect, so that banks can then begin to act on that. Because right now, people are dismayed, people are discouraged, and they are wondering what will become their fate, especially given the fact that the CBN had initially given a directive saying that the old money should be deposited between February 15 and February 17. So it remains to be seen really what will happen moving forward.
Very well, Perpetua, we see now there that things are calm, but has it always been that way since you went to the CBN offices about a couple of hours ago? Take us back into events of the last few hours.
All right, so in the last few hours, because of that particular directive, which we have been talking about, we had a lot of people gather here, a whole lot of them, and it was almost becoming a big issue with persons wondering and thinking or even fearing that this might result into a riot. But of course, it's a good thing that some police officers were deployed to this place and they were able to arrest the situation, and that is why we have just few people right here compared to what we had before. But it's just that the agitation is right there in the air with people not knowing what to become of their monies.
Oh, Perpetua, thank you so much for that report. You stay safe out there. Look at us. The technology is better now that we are wrapping up the conversation.